Welcome to Mountain Gym Card Collectibles. So today we are going over another Leaf product release. We just went over the 2024 Leaf Elvis Presley Icons collection yesterday, which, the big auto was Elvis Presley, obviously, to chase. But this is a fun chase as well because today I am previewing the January 15th, 2025 release of 2025 Leaf Metal Sports Heroes box sets. And if you're into multi-sports, my channel is kind of multi-sports. I'm all over the place. Baseball, basketball, football, hockey, whatever. My former channel even did pickleball for sports cards. I prefer multi-sports in general rather than just sticking to, say, like baseball cards year-round. I mean, I watch some of these guys on YouTube who do baseball cards year-round, and I have to give them credit. I would have, some issues focusing on baseball 365 days a year. I mean, that's just not me. I grew up late 70s, 80s, and then the 90s when I would play sports every year. It would start out, how would it start out? Flag football, in elementary, moving into basketball, and playing basketball, playing baseball, in the league, so I'm in the basketball league, in the baseball league. And then usually for summertime, I'd spend my summers, usually fishing with my dad. Besides ending my baseball seasons. And that's just the way I grew up, By the time I hit junior high, that moved to, you got pad up for football and same for high school. And then rolling in. I quit playing basketball at the end of 6th grade. It was just, I have asthma. But I'm still a big basketball fan. It's just, when you're asthmatic and you're always running down that court, it is hell. But I could play all the other sports fine, without my asthma kicking up. So I played all my other sports up and through about sophomore year. By then, I was just so caught up in having a job, vehicle, girlfriends, earning cash that I kind of lost focus on sports. Probably because I didn't have as wealthy of parents as a lot of the other kids, So I was like, just give me the money, And so when I could start working when I was 15, that's what I cared about, So I was buying sports cards rather than playing sports, some of those later years in high school. Anyway, I like the multi-sports ideal. That's why, growing up, I was also a big Deion Sanders fan. Just putting that out there, because, football, baseball. I mean, he just lived up to the way that a lot of the kids were living. Anyway, let's get into this preview before I keep going on with my life. We could be here for years. Anyway. So today I did manage to find a checklist, fortunately, at GoGTS distribution on this. And I guess I forgot. I also used to wrestle there for a few years too, and I just got out of that too. So I was always doing sports. I love doing just multi sports year round. That's why I still like wrestling. I just last year I wrestled was 5th grade. Anyway, let's get into this. 2025 Leaf Metal Sports Heroes Trading Cards Checklist. Leaf Metal Sports Heroes offers a deep roster of superstars from multiple sports, all featured on vibrant metal technology and crystal clear acetate. Look for new signers for 2025, such as Katie Ledecky, Alex Morgan, Lamine Yamal, Steve Nash, Oscar De La Hoya, Lennox Lewis, Goldberg, and many more. That's what I love about this. It's everywhere. It's boxing, it's wrestling, it's baseball, it's you name it. There are 2 different configurations for 2025 Leaf Metal Sports Heroes, Hobby and Solo Pack. Leaf Metal Sports Heroes is scheduled to release on Wednesday, January 15th, 2025. And they have copies you can download for PDF and Excel. I prefer PDF. You know how I feel about Microsoft Excel. Anyway, Hopefully you do by now. I do not like Microsoft Excel. Anyway, 2025 Leaf Metal Sports Heroes Trading Cards delivers 3 premium metal or acetate autographed cards in every box, and in every solo pack, find 1 premium metal or acetate autographed card. Check out amazing on-card inscription autographs featuring sports heroes such as Don Marino, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Floyd Mayweather Jr., Cheryl Miller, Doug Flutie, Mariano Rivera, and Barry Sanders. 2025 Metal Sports Heroes features even more multi-signed cards than ever before. Find 3 multi-signed cards in every hobby box and 2 multi-signed cards in every solo pack case. So they're really loading it up. Check out the amazing double front 8-signed card in the new Warriors insert featuring fighting legends. Look for new inserts for 2025, such as die-cut Hall Heroes honoring legends enshrined in their respected sports Hall of Fame. 2025 Leaf Metal Sports Heroes is all about honoring champions of sports from all eras. And for more information about 2025 Leaf Metal Sports Heroes trading cards, please visit the product page. All right. I'm just going to click the product page, see what happens on our little journey here. They do have a movie. Sweet. Anything else? And they do have some sales sheets, so we'll check these out too. All right. And let's see. All right, so let's get this going. All right, so there's some cards. Awesome looking cards. 3 premium metal or acetate autograph cards in every hobby box. 1 premium metal or acetate autograph card in every solo pack. Heroes 8 front. Heroes 8 back. We Are the Champions 4. Heroes 4. Franchise 4. Heroes 2. We Are the Champions 3. Base Auto PETG. Hall Heroes with Barry Sanders. Nice card. Win City. Warriors. Find 8 on-card inscription autos in every hobby box and 4 on-card inscription autos in every solo pack case, which they keep driving that in. Sports Heroes inscriptions. Dan Marino, Ace Ventura. That's pretty cool. Hobby configuration, 15 boxes, 3 autographed cards per box. Solo pack configuration is 25 packs and 1 autographed card per box. 25 packs, obviously, in like the case, I guess. All right. So at least we found that. They do have some more information. We pretty much hit all that. We're just going to hit these sell sheets. All right, so here, I'm guessing that's kind of a picture of the hobby box. I like that Dan Marino, Ace Ventura. I don't know why. That's just cool. And plus, I've seen Dan Marino. I mean, if I had $1 for every Dan Marino game I watched, man, I'd probably be doing pretty good. Anyway, so here we have our base auto PETG for Steph Curry, our base auto for Oscar De La Hoya. I like that Oscar De La Hoya card. I really do. And plus the base auto PETG with Steph Curry. Nice autos. And then we have this franchise 4. What's that? Ron Say, Reggie Smith, Jerry Roos, and Bill Russell. Then we have Hall Heroes with Barry Sanders. I really like the looks of that card. Heroes 2 with Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Oscar De La Hoya. I like that card as well. And Heroes 4, Lionel Messi, Floyd Mayweather Jr., Steph Curry, and Rafael Nadal. So, man, they really stack it up. Then we have our Heroes 8. And we have front, Mia Hamm, Brandy Chastain, Brianna Scurry, and Joy Fawcett. And on the back, we have Michelle Akers, Christine Lilly, Carla Overbeck, and Tisha Venturini, I guess. I apologize if I stated some of those names. I mean, boy. Anyway, we have our Max Holloway for Warriors. And then we have our We Are the Champions 3 with Ozzie Smith, Tommy Herr, and Jim Cat. And then we have We Are the Champions 4 with Terry Bradshaw, John Stallworth, Mel Blount, and Donnie Shell. And Win City with the Lionel Messi. Then we have our Sports Heroes inscriptions, which I really like these inscriptions. These are, I believe, the best autos at Chase. Dan Marino, where he scratches in the Ace Ventura, and then we have like this Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yeah, you know me. I'm not the biggest fan of initial autos, but I like the fact he's scratching their Greek Freak. That's pretty cool. And then we have this all-decade Team 70s with Reggie Jackson, which he's one of my favorite baseball players ever. And then, of course, my other favorite for NBA basketball, Larry Bird, all-decade Team 80s. I just wish I could sit back as a kid back in 1980 and watch Larry Bird play some more. I mean, when he first started, those first few years, man. Anyway, 3 premium metal or acetate autograph cards per box. Case configuration is 15 boxes per case. Product highlights: 3 multi-signed cards per case, 8 on-card inscription cards per case, 2 Super A autos per case from the likes of Jaden Daniels, Lionel Messi, Steph Curry, Conor McGregor, Brock Purdy, Katie Ledecky, Lamine Yamal, Paul Skeens, Shedeur Sanders, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Ellie De La Cruz. Man, they just loaded it up. 3 Super B autos from Alex Morgan, Barry Sanders, Bo Jackson, Carlos Alcaraz, Emmitt Smith, Floyd Mayweather Jr., Goldberg, Lennox Lewis, Travis Hunter, Larry Bird, and Renato Nazario. And what comes out at me after that? Goldberg. That would be an awesome auto to hit. And then for box configuration, 1 premium metal or acetate autograph cards per box. Case configuration, 25 solo packs per case. Product highlights, 2 multi-signed cards per case and 4 on-card inscription cards per case. So you really, you kind of have to get into the cases, unfortunately, to really get into the better stuff, in this product. So that's something to consider. And that's it. So went over that really well for the sell sheet. And may as well just hit the PDF checklist here. Why not? All right, so here is our checklist. I like the way that Leaf typically does these checklists. It's not a disaster like the Panini checklist, which the brain surgeons at Panini. Come on, guys, get with it. Anyway, I like the way they did this checklist. So you zoom this in a little bit. So the way that they set up is they have like the card number on the far left, the subset, what kind of card it is, like Hall Heroes, Base Auto, Win City. They have the name of the player, like they have Adrian Beltre, Alex Morgan up here at the top, Allen Iverson. And they have the type of card, foil card that it is, the way they do it. Like they have Crystal, Lava, Super Prismatic Gold, Red Flood. That's just kind of a wash, rinse, and repeat down the list. And then they have the various parallels in those type of foil cards: silver, purple, green, orange, pink, blue, red, white, and gold. Let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9. That's not bad. That's not a Panini. A Panini parallel list. Anyway, so they have, like the number of cards for the parallels and this and that. So I like the list. So we still have these on the right. So if you look on the right, the golds are obviously the one of ones. There's a lot of one of ones here, but all the gold, from what I can tell on the list, is all one of one. So that's something to consider. And then we have the whites, which are more, this is a little bit more rare: red, blue, this and that. So you can see where the rarity goes. So here I am going down the list. And who do we have? Like Hall Heroes, we have Adrian Beltre. That comes out at me. Allen Iverson, Andre Rison, base auto. He was he's an awesome player. Andy Van Slyke, another player I know. Anthony Hardaway, Archie Griffin, Archie Manning. What do they have for Barry Larkin? Base. Let's see. So Barry Larkin, they have all-decade team 90s and then base autos. Barry Sanders, they have all-decade team 1990s and base autos. Hall Heroes. So if you're, I know they have Jaden Daniels, so there are some awesome rookies to chase in this product as well. But for the most part, when I go down the list, these are big name legacy players from like all sports that you can think of for the most part. It's like we have Bill Parcells with base autos, Bo Jackson with all-decade team 90s and base autos, Win City. I'm just going to name some of the names that come out at me. Brett Favre, all-decade team 1990s, base auto, Hall Heroes. Although, I don't know, I kind of wish Brett Favre would just, I have his cards. I just wish he would just crawl in a hole and stop like putting himself out there as a politician. It just pisses people off. Anyway, we have base auto for Brock Purdy, which he didn't have a very good year, I should say. Who else? Some Chris Mullin, great three-point shooter, all-decade team 1990s, which I have a lot of Chris Mullin cards. I know people don't really react much to it, but it is what it is. Conor McGregor, we have him base auto and Warriors. Craig Biggio, we have base auto. I'm not even really covering all the parallels much. If you really want to dig into the parallels, I recommend going to Go GTS Distribution, digging into this list yourself. All right, so let's see. Dave Justice, great baseball player, base autos. Dave Winfield, all-decade team, 1970s. Man, they just loaded this thing up, didn't they? Dominic Wilkins, they have all-decade team 1980s and base autos. Hey, we have Don Mattingly for all-decade team 1980s. Dwight Gooden, all-decade team 1980s. Dwight Howard, all-decade team 2000s. Big, basketball player. Emmitt Smith, another big football player for base autos. Floyd Mayweather Jr. for some boxing. We have base autos in Win City. Gary Payton, one of my favorite Sonics players. They have him for all-decade team 1990s. Yeah, I wish the Sonics would come back. Then base auto. Gary Sheffield, for baseball players, all-decade team 1990s and base auto. The Giannis Antetokounmpo base auto in Win City. And then one of the best chases, in my opinion, in this whole set, if you can link up with it, would be the Goldberg base auto and Warriors. I mean, I'm such a big fan of Goldberg, as a wrestler. That would just be the bomb, in my opinion. We have Hideki Matsui, for baseball, base auto. Who else do we have? Hulk Hogan, there's some more wrestling, even though people are kind of mad about his political take for Warriors. There's John Morant in here for base autos for basketball. Jay Novacek for the Dallas Cowboys fans for base auto. Base auto in Win City for Jane Daniels. He's doing good. The big hot shot rookie year quarterback. They have him in base auto in Win City. He's likely one of the best cards to chase in the set too. As a rookie card auto. Jerry West, who just passed away. Fairly recently, unfortunately. We have him in Hall Heroes. I see some value there. Let's see. Some of these names, Joe Dumars, the big guy in the NBA. And I know he ran the organization there. I think he's still running it too. Or he's involved anyway for all-decade team 1990s base auto. Joe Montana, base auto, Hall Heroes, Win City. Another awesome one. Joe Theismann. Another one of my favorite quarterbacks for base auto. John Smoltz, big baseball guy for base auto. Johnny Bench, all decade team, 1970s. They have him in base auto as well. Hall Heroes. Let's see, who else do we have? Larry Bird. What a big fan. My favorite basketball player ever. All decade team, 1980s. I like the fact that he signs. I wish Michael Jordan would sign more for the fans, to be honest. I mean, he does with the upper deck to an extent, but those are rarities. We have base autos for Larry Bird, Hall Heroes. Another big basketball player. I don't know if you remember him. I do. I grew up watching this guy play quite a bit. Larry Nance Sr. for base auto. Let's see. We have Lennox Lewis for base auto. Warriors and Win City. And then we have Lionel Messi for base auto and Win City. And we're about at the 50% mark on this checklist. So the checklist isn't like out of control like a lot of these are. Magic Johnson, we have him for all decade team 1980s. Base auto. Hall Heroes. Win City. Mark Brunell is in there for base auto. Michael Irvin for base auto. Win City. We have some Mike Piazza, one of my favorite catchers ever. All decade team 1990s. Base auto. Hall Heroes. I'm just saying some of the names that come out at me. Obviously, the Mike Tyson base auto Warriors Win City. Boy, that's one of the best chases too. Goldberg, Mike Tyson. I would love to have those autos. I put Olivia Dunn in there for base auto, the Paul Skeens. So we have Olivia Dunn. We have Oscar De La Hoya for base auto and Warriors. Ozzie Smith, another big baseball player, all decade team 1980s, base auto, Hall Heroes. Patrick Mahomes autos, which I do see some value in these, base auto and Win City, another big chase. Who else is coming? Paul Skeens. That's the other big one to chase. Base auto. So right there, not a ton of Paul Skeens. I do see a lot of value there. This is a 2025 product, but I hope that they have him down as like a rookie or something to signify as a rookie. But if not, I still see value there in the auto. And then we have all decade team 1970s Pete Rose base auto on Win City, which I'm sad that he passed away. They have Raheem Rocket Ismail, which I have quite a few of his cards. I saw his cards, base auto. I'm a big football player back in my day. Reggie Jackson, all decade team, 1970s, base auto, Hall Heroes, Win City. Still my favorite. Ric Flair, sweet. One of my favorite wrestlers, the Nature Boy, base auto and Warriors. We have Ricky Henderson, which I'm still sad he passed away. Way too young, in my opinion, from pneumonia, of all things. Anyway, all decade team, 1980s, base auto, Hall Heroes. Sad he passed away, so I definitely see some value there. Robert Horry, base autos. He has more rings than Michael Jordan, but he went around from a lot of teams. He's a great player, though. I like to think of Robert Horry as like a lucky rabbit's foot. I mean, you just throw him on your team, you're going to get the championship. Anyway, all decade team 1990s. We have Roger Clemens, which he's becoming a little bit too political in my opinion too. I just go in the hole, man. Just don't share your political opinions. Why? It lowers the value on all the collectibles. We have Raleigh Fingers, my favorite pitcher of all time. All decade team 1970. I still wish I could watch him pitch. Let's see. Ryan Sandberg, another one of my favorite baseball players. All decade team 1980s. Base auto, Hall Heroes. Shaquille O'Neal, which he's getting to sign a lot. One of my favorite players, though. All decade team 1990s. And Sammy Sosa. All decade team 1990s. Two of my favorite players from the 90s. Sean Kemp, another one of my favorite Seattle Supersonics players. All decade team 1990s. And another big chase, Shedeur Sanders. For the base auto, we'll see what his dad does for him for getting him into the NFL. I just wish we all had dads like Deion Sanders. I'd be sitting pretty damn good. Steph Curry, all-decade team, 2010s, base auto, Win City. I would love to have those autos. Thurman Thomas, we have all-decade team, 1990s, base auto, Hall Heroes. Now, let's see. Some of these names aren't coming out as me as much. I mean, they're big names. Wade Boggs, I mean, he's getting signed quite a bit. All decade team, 1980s. I know he's kind of dealing with some health issues, so I hope he's doing okay. Warren Moon, one of my favorite all-time quarterbacks. Still have his rookie cards from when I first got into sports card collecting. Never got them graded either. Hall of Heroes. Then we have it's kind of like dual autos. Anfernay, Hardaway, Shaquille O'Neal, Heroes 2. Joe Dumars, Chauncey Billups, Heroes 2. Let's see. They have some, just a lot of names for the duels. They even have some actors in here. Charlie Sheen, D.B. Sweeney. That's kind of a different take, huh? D.B. Sweeney, I think he was in The Cutting Edge. And then we have this Tony Oliva, Pete Rose. That's kind of a different one. Floyd Mayweather Jr., Oscar De La Hoya for Heroes 2. Yeah, that'd be an awesome one to have, wouldn't it? Or the Jim Kelly, Vinny Testaverde. I used to watch Vinny Testaverde. He was an awesome quarterback back in the day. Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Goldberg, Heroes 3. Boy, we're in the triple autos now. Or the Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather, Tommy Hearns. Those are some just awesome triple autos. And we're at the quad autos, quadruple autos. Steph Curry, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kevin Durant, James Harden. That'd be an awesome auto. So we're almost at the end of the list here. What's this? This Heroes 8. What do we have here? Anfernay, Hardaway, Sean Kemp, Antoine Walker, Larry Johnson, Mitch Richmond, Robert Horry, Glenn Rice, Tony Kukoc. It's kind of a different one. Or else, here's another Heroes 8. Barry Sanders, Bo Jackson, Doug Flutie, Jaden Daniels, Archie Griffin, Vinny Testaverde, Mike Rozier, Eddie George. That would be an awesome one, too. And they even have Jaden Daniels in there. This Wheel of Champions, Reggie Jackson, Lou Piniella, Goose Gossage, and Chris Chambliss. That'd be awesome. So, now we are going to Dave and Adams briefly. We went over a sell sheet. That's all that they have at Dave and Adams is a sell sheet. So, let's look at some of the prices here. So, if you want a 15-box case, Dave and Adams is selling them for $4,079.95. And they are still selling, or pre-selling, I should say, hobby boxes, for 2025 Leaf Metal Sports Heroes hobby box for $274.95. So that's something to consider if you're serious. So you might go to Dave and Adams. So if you're serious about it, I recommend going to Google and just typing in 2025 Leaf Metal Sports Heroes Hobby Box, and you should be able to pull all this up. The Sports Card Zone is selling hobby boxes for $269.95. Still City Collectibles has it the same price for hobby box. Midwest Cards, all same price all across the board. We'll just go ahead and click Leaf really fast. And they're selling it for $274.99 for hobby boxes. So I recommend checking them out. And let's see. We already went over Dave and Adams Card World, Blowout Cards. So there is really no shortage of suppliers for this product online, if you're really serious about getting into it. So, what would I give it? I mean, I wish it was a little bit more affordable, of course, but they really are loading you up with just a lot of great opportunities to get into some of these awesome cards for just a hobby box, Yeah, I mean, for the best of the best, you're probably going to have to look at getting a case, which that's something I could never afford. If you're a big breaker or something, with a lot of cash. And I'm sure you'd be rolling out with a lot of autos. So I definitely give this product a thumbs up. There's just a lot of things about it with all the different athletes. We even have, actors, Charlie Sheen, DB Sweeney, all these different sports, and they have like a lot of the biggest names possible. They throw in some of the, like Jane Daniels. And so I believe for a rip, it's a fun rip. If if I could buy it at an affordable price, that's more affordable, I'd probably be buying this box and just loving it. Like I said, just the way I grew up, watching all the different sports throughout the year, playing all the different sports throughout the year. It's just, it would be fun. And they have a lot of just great cards to chase in this set. So anyway, if you have any different opinions, leave some comments. I like comments. And thank you to all my subscribers. You're the ones keeping the channel going, which I always like to remind you. By subscribing to the channel, that is how I can improve it. And so I recommend doing that if you haven't subscribed. Anyway, I hope you have a great day, and I'm out of here. Bye.